Hey guys, it is Monday. Happy Monday. I'm excited to have Knakeesha Samuels on the show today. We had a little bit of a snag. My power went out. Beautiful sunny Florida day, and my entire neighborhood, about 700 some homes, 400 homes, all out. But we're back. So we had to delay a little bit. Thank you, Knakeesha, for being patient and flexible. And welcome to the show finally.
Thank you. I'm so excited to be here.
I'm excited for people to get to know you because you're one of those people who don't know. You're behind the scenes a lot and you make a lot of the magic happen at a lot of the events that we attend, a lot of the things that we go to. And we don't happen to know Knakeesha's the one behind it with her team. So I want people to get to know you. So that's what we'll start with. And then we'll get right to Black Friday Orlando, the Juneteenth event, and talk about that as well. But tell them a little bit about you.
Okay. So I am Knakeesha Samuels, and I own Charisma Branding and Event Agency. We focus on corporate events, conferences, networking events, and charity events for small to medium-sized businesses and nonprofits. And we also handle the branding of those events as well. So we do work with a lot of clients that require us to do either their website, social media, Facebook, graphics, print material, just about anything that makes the event branded and kind of come to life, we can handle.
So, how did you? I'm going to back myself into this now. How
Okay.
did you? You obviously didn't have. I joke about this. You didn't have a branding and events Barbie. So, what did you want to do when when you were growing up? Did you know you always wanted to do something in the planning side, or did you have other dreams and aspirations? What did you want to do?
So I actually went to culinary school. Not a lot of people know that about me.
I
I
did
went to
not know
Johnson&
that.
Wales. Yeah, I went to Johnson& Wales for culinary arts and food service management. But after I finished my culinary arts part of my degree, I was like, ooh, I don't know if I really want to be a chef in a commercial kitchen. It's a lot, and it's different than how they like paint the picture of it to be. And I kind of felt like my personality was hidden behind, being in a kitchen, and things like that. So I had to, I was faced with, what to do with my life and my degree. And I decided to take up a minor in school. And my minor was in sales and event management. And man, when I picked that up and I started, learning about it, it was a wrap from there. I did internships in event planning. I went to the Dominican Republic and I worked in a hotel there for about 4 months doing events. And I just fell in love. After that, it was sold for me.
Well, you're a natural, so but you didn't know that that was your gift or that was
Yeah.
something you loved at the time.
I had
I think a
I
lot of
had no
people,
idea.
I think a lot of people stumble into it, but I am going to make a mental note of the fact that you can cook.
Hmm.
So,
Yeah, all my friends know this about me. I'm like the person who like everybody comes to my house. I cook for my friends all the time. My family was just here yesterday, and I cooked a big dinner. So yeah.
I love it. So tell us some of the events you've got. You can't see it, but there's a lot of love going on for you on the posts. But tell us about the events that you do plan, and then we'll and how that all comes to be. Because I think those of us on the inside know that event planning is a lot of work, but
Yes.
because you do it so well, you make it seamless. So tell us about some of the projects that you've been involved with, and then we'll get to Black Friday Orlando.
Of course, yes. So here in town, in Orlando, a lot of people know, especially in the real estate world, that I work with Orlando Real Producers Magazine and with Aaron Luden. It has been honestly phenomenal just to be introduced to, one, the real estate world, and two, the real producers world. Thankfully, due to Aaron Luden and him including me in their conferences and other projects with the real producers, I've been able to work with, I think, 5 or 6 different cities of Real Producers Magazine.
Wow.
So Jacksonville, I worked down in Volusia County for a while, Tampa. I just started working with Gainesville. I did some stuff virtually for Las Vegas, New Orleans, and Atlanta. So that world really opened up for me a lot. I also work with Look Lost in Real Estate here in town as well. Several charities. I used to work with the NFL alumni. I work with the Orlando Kappa chapter here. I don't even know. The list goes on, but those are some of my tidbits.
Well, you do a lot, and you do a lot behind the scenes, and I think people when they see you and they recognize you, be like, oh, that's the planning girl. She's the one
Yeah.
that's got the whole event down and knows where everything is. I know. I
Yep.
remember when at the events when we had them, I could always hear Aaron looking for you or calling for you or something. All right, let's
Yep.
talk. Let's talk about Black Friday Orlando, the Juneteenth event. So this is something that it's not like you've been planning this for a year. So talk about the process, maybe share whatever you want to personally about your why, and then let's talk about the event.
So, okay, so where to begin? I am one of those people who did not know what Juneteenth was. It's only been probably 2 or 3 years since I was aware about the holiday, what it meant, the meaning behind it, the significance. And once I learned about it and I learned that it has been something that hasn't been celebrated widely, it kind of saddened me a little bit. And I asked myself, like, what can I do? How can I promote this event or this holiday? I am an event planner, so I do have a voice here. I did begin planning a Juneteenth gala. I started putting the wheels in motion of ideas and design and a bunch of things last year on Juneteenth. And I had found a location that I wanted to host it at the beginning of this year. Fortunately, coronavirus and COVID kind of got in the middle of that plan, and I wasn't able to execute the gala that I wanted to produce. So I had been racking my brain for, since that event got canceled, just trying to find out what can I do? Is there something else? I played around with the idea of having a virtual event of some kind. But as the time dwindled down, I was like, are people really going to be interested in having a virtual event by the time that June rolls around? And nothing was really clicking to me. Only 3 weeks ago, I sat down and I came up with the event for Black Friday Orlando. I was like, how cool would it be if we did like a scavenger hunt? And we just included as many Black-owned businesses as we could, promoted them in some way, created a list or directory, and just directly put people in their doors to promote and celebrate them. I'm not gonna lie. I try to do that thing where you have a calling and you're like, just like, that's not gonna happen. There's not enough time.
Yeah.
That little voice in the back of your head is like nagging you, like, no, you should do this, and you're like, no, there's no way I can pull this off. So my brother-in-law, he actually does events as well. His company's called This Ain't That. They have a lot of different things like trivia nights and happy hours and stuff. His name is Ronnie Hartfield. So I bounce ideas off of him a lot because he's very creative. Told him this idea, and he just was like, no, you have to do this. You absolutely must do this. I was like, oh no. People don't know, last Monday at around this time is when I finished the first graphic for Black Friday Orlando. It's when I wrote up the plan, I created a PDF form, and I just put it out there like, hey, I'm looking for volunteers. Who wants to help me? And honestly, the outpouring of support was overwhelming, and is what really drove me into like hyperdrive to make this happen. I'm really fortunate that I have a few connections that I've made between like 104.5, the African American Chamber. I simply wrote them emails, called them, asked them what they could do, how they could help, and they have all reached out to me and supported me. Oh, and the person who tagged you and kind of looped you in, Dr. Carrie Rose, she has been such an advocate. She's, shared this event with so many people and just leveraged her network to help me create this event. And now here we are making it
Here we
happen.
are. And for the people who don't know, tell them what Juneteenth is about.
So Juneteenth is June 19th, 1865. Is basically the day that slaves actually knew that they were free. So the Emancipation Proclamation freed them, but they were not aware until this date.
It's amazing that I knew about it, but there weren't a lot of celebrations. And then just very recently, the last couple of years, it seems like it's become a little more on the forefront. And then, of course, I'm very happy that we're doing anything and everything we can to support Black-owned businesses. And I love the scavenger hunt idea. I mean, so tell us how this is going to work. What will we sign up? Do we have time to sign up? What if we want to donate? Tell us all the details and nitty-gritty for us.
Yes, absolutely. So the forefront of everything and all the information is pretty much hubbed on Juneteenth407.com. You can still sign up. It is 100% free to participate in the scavenger hunt. And what's going to happen is on Juneteenth in the morning, 9 a.m., everybody's going to receive the business directory and the list of rules and riddles to complete the scavenger hunt. It's going to be a lot of taking pictures, tagging, liking, buying and patronizing each business to be able to win. There is going to be a winner and a couple of second and third place prizes, and all of the prizes are being donated from local businesses around Orlando. There is still time to both sign up and to donate. You can either donate in kind prizes if you want to do like, for instance, Wall Crawl donated a few tickets to their facility.
I love
You
them.
have donated to our cause as well, a few prizes. And also, the winner of the scavenger hunt gets to pick one business that will receive some prizes as well. We have financial advisors who have committed to advise them for over a year. We have 1045 The Beat has offered 2 weeks of free ads to the business who wins. The African American Chamber has pledged one free membership for a year for that business. So there's a lot going on for sure.
You have a lot. What I love though is that it's a way to raise awareness, not only for everything that's going on in our world right now, but for Juneteenth and for Black-owned businesses. I love the fact that um, you figured out how to identify and engaged people so quickly. And I feel like that just shows you where most people's hearts are. They're trying to find a way, but they need somebody like an event planner to put something together that helps them make it easier. It's not it What you do is very difficult for 99% of the world. And so to have somebody like you pulling that together and pulling all the pieces together is just what I think a lot of people are looking for. So kudos to you. Now, can you have teams? How does it work?
Yes, yes. So you can have a team of up to 4 participants. If you do register with all four members, they have to be present at every stop you make. So keep in mind, like you don't have to necessarily play to compete, but if you are competing and you want that prize, there are going to be rules and regulations on how to do so because the prizes are up there. And as the donations come in, even monetary, we're adding that to the prize pot as well. So donations are kind of another way of supporting and marketing us because then we can say, hey, we've reached XYZ amount of money in the prize pack, and then more people will promote and participate in the event itself.
All right. And so is happening this Friday?
Yes, this
Okay,
Friday, all
Friday.
day.
Okay. And so people will be, it's a physical one, it's not a virtual, correct?
Yeah, it's a physical scavenger hunt. You're going out there to these businesses and patronizing each and every one.
Tell people what they can do if they want to reach out to you. I already have the website for the event, Juneteenth407.com. It's scrolling across the bottom. But if somebody says, you know what, I want to begin to plan a party because that's all started to open up. I'm sure you know how difficult that was, especially somebody like you. Couldn't plan anything, couldn't book anything, had to cancel things, which is heartbreaking when you work on them for so long. But now that it's beginning to open up, what's the best way for somebody to reach out to you and say, hey, I've got this idea, Knakeesha?
Oh, of course. So you can reach me. My email is charisma with a K, Karisma, E as in Edward, V as in Victor, P as in Paul at Gmail. So charisma EVP. Or my website is charisma with a K events.co, not .com.
Charismaevents.co.
Yes.
Do you feel like people are beginning to inquire now that we've begun to open up? Are you seeing? Because I think a lot of people are still hesitant to step their foot out the door. That's another reason why I love that this is a physical scavenger hunt,
Mhm.
because again, I think we need to begin to reconnect as we're allowed to, and is makes sense according to the CDC. I have to throw
Mhm.
that in there.
Yes.
But are you seeing more people ask you about events, and are you beginning to plan more?
Yes, I like to think of it as like the iceberg is thawing out a little bit. I do crisis management, and that has spiked. In the wake of this, people have asked me for crisis management consulting on how to cancel their event, how to reschedule, etc. But yes, I am so happy to hear that my physical event consultations have started to pick up again, and people are thinking about it. But they are extremely cautious and hesitant. And for me as an event planner, I have just been trying to stay very informed. Luckily, a lot of the event associations have been really hands-on, doing a lot of trainings and videos on how to handle some of these situations. Because for us, it is also a learning curve. Like, we want to be the professionals in our space, but we've also never been through a pandemic before, so
Right.
we have to learn how to deal with it and how to be careful and safe and direct some of our clients who are apprehensive and nervous about what to do next.
So one last question I ask everyone who comes on the show: what have you done, or what have you been doing personally, not for business, but personally, to stay sane and grounded and positive when, especially your business, everything was locked down?
Oh, for me, man, when I'm going like crazy with my events, and this would have been the busiest time of the year for me before COVID, I tend to neglect my self care. So I've really taken some time. I've been really strict on myself about self care Sundays, doing my face mask, cooking for family, reading, um, just kind of staying a little bit grounded in the things that I can't do sometimes when I'm busy, and kind of I'm trying to acknowledge that as a blessing. This time at home with family, I decided I'm quarantined here with my sister and my nieces and nephews. So taking this time with them as a blessing and not seeing it as, some type of negative or curse all the time.
I love it. All right, Knakeesha Samuels, Juneteenth407.com, Black Friday Orlando Juneteenth event, which is this Friday. You all reach out to her, go to the website, get involved, either offer something in kind, sign up to be a participant, monetary donations. We want to get out and support our Black owned businesses, and this is a great way to engage the community. And I love this idea. So thank you so much. Thanks for doing the promo last minute, but I really felt like it was really important for people to get an idea of my audience, get an idea of what you were doing.
Thank you so much, Ted, for having me. I so appreciate it. You said all this time I've gotten so many clients on the show, and I haven't had a chance to get on myself, and I honestly never realized. So I appreciate it. I hide in the background a lot, so thank you.
Well, I'm excited that you're going to come back more often, talk about more of your events. I think people want to hear about events because people do want to go back out. So I'm excited for what you're doing. Thank you. Thanks so much for everything that you do for the community too, Knakeesha. Guys, thanks for your patience. We'll be back a little later on. Mwah. See you guys later.
Bye.